Hi. What's up, what's up, what's up? Happy Jupiter Day. Happy Jupiter Day. When was the last time I was on live? Do y'all know? I feel like it was Monday. It wasn't that long ago, but it feels like a long time ago. Hey, hey. Have y'all been having really weird dreams? We need to talk about it. Dreams might be even weirder tonight because the moon is on Neptune right now. Really weird time for a presidential debate. Just gonna throw that out there. Hey, yo. Ooh, manifesting generator. Hey. That's my type too. You never remember your dreams? Yeah. I feel like when I write them down, like when I start a practice of writing down my dreams, they get easier to remember. But if I don't do that as soon as I get up, I have to be disciplined with that practice or they're gone. Or if they're memorable, I remember them. I don't know. My dreams have been so weird lately. And that's why I've been remembering them, I think. Because they've been memorable. They've been involved my exes that I haven't talked to in 10 years and just random people that I haven't talked to in a long time. And that's just kind of throwing me off of what does it mean? But otherwise I wouldn't remember them. I feel like I don't dream. Huh. Oh my god, you're both named Jordan? Or wait, no, you're Jordy and okay, I see. Oh my god, and you have... That's trippy! Scorpio sun and Aquarius, y'all are both Aquarius moons and Scorpio suns. That is so trippy. Hi, Claire! This is my first time going live at night in a while. I usually go live during the day because the lighting is better, but I love the nighttime. I am a night owl, so here we are. But yeah, moon is on Neptune today. What else is going on today? I just had it up. Let me look back at it. Today is a strange one. Oh my god, yeah, we're having the Mercury square Chiron happening. Which I talked about in my update on Sunday. But I don't think I gave it enough emphasis. I definitely feel like there's going to be healing conversations, but I also feel like there's going to be a big release of emotions. I don't know if y'all have experienced this since the full moon, but I have randomly been releasing emotion, crying, just at the most seemingly random things. Hey from Melbourne. Hey from Colorado. Girl, I bawled today. I feel you. That was me last night. This tarot reading came up on my For You page, and as soon as I started watching it, I just started crying. And then I watched the whole thing. Did not stop bawling, the whole time. Couldn't tell you why. Could not tell you why. There's been such an emotional release lately. Oh my god. Glad to hear we've all been crying this week. Yeah. Cancer season. Oh, thank you, Jordy. I appreciate it. I bawled and then took a nap. That sounds great. That sounds real great. Spot on, yeah. Explain progressions. I have a class on reading progressions in my Astro HD membership. Y'all, anything that you want to learn that's advanced, astrology or human design, I have a class on it in my membership. It's only $15 a month. But progressions, also called secondary progressions, your progress chart takes into account your aging. So it takes into account the evolution of you and the evolution of your literal birth chart as you spend more time on planet Earth. That's what progressions are in a nutshell. I wanted to go to the gym, but I came home. Yeah, I feel you. Today was such a weird one, moon on Neptune. I met some new friends for coffee, and then I wanted to come home, and there was just some fuckery going on in my outside my house, and I was like, oh, I guess I'm not going home. I guess I'm gonna go run errands. And Like, do something else for a little bit. That's just like it's been one of those days. Hi, I love your work. Thanks, B. Appreciate you. Scorpio Sun. Did we have a third Scorpio Sun Aquarius Moon on here? That is wild. What is SMR? Oh, Sun, Moon, Rising. Yeah. That's just what the title is every time I go live because it won't let me type anything else. Like, so, yeah. Like, there's a character limit on what I can type. So that's just my go-to. Why is it that astrologers say one moment that XYZ sign is going to have a great month, then 2 days later it's the exact opposite? No one can give you an accurate prediction based on your sun sign alone. And that's why astrology gets a bad rap, because accurate horoscopes are based on your rising sign, and a truly accurate horoscope takes into account everything else that's going on in your chart. There are so many moving parts to your astrology chart that no one can give you a general horoscope based on any one placement. Nobody on this planet Earth can give you a truly accurate and detailed horoscope of what's going to happen for you just based on one of your placements, because your sun sign, for example, is just like less than 8% of your whole chart. So there's no way someone can accurately depict what's going to happen for you on any given day or month just based on your sun sign, because we have to take into account everything else that's going on. And this is why I teach astrology and help y'all to read transits on your own and make these predictions on your own and create your own horoscopes, because you can actually see exactly what's going on for you and why, based on the holistic picture of your chart. Say it louder for the people in the back. Yes, Caitlin, yes. You're welcome, Cameron. No way, we have the same. Wait, are you a Taurus or a Gemini sun? That's confusing. I'm a Libra rising, Taurus sun, Sagittarius moon. That's cool. I have an Aries sun, Pisces moon, and Leo rising. I love that. May 22nd. Okay, so it depends on your year. It changes every year. Some years that's 0 degrees Gemini, some years that's not. Why does everyone in this chat have my same chart? Oh my god, it's because the moon is on Neptune. The synchronicities are like at an all-time high because the moon is on Neptune right now in Pisces. And Pisces rules spirituality, so we're all like feeling more spiritually in tune right now. Thank you. Just had to stop in and say I love your content. I appreciate you. Oh, we got another Manny Jen. I'm also a Manny Jen. And we got another Sag Moon. Love it, love it, love it. Those are my placements. Oh, I'm also a 1-3 profile. Hey, Danielle. Cusps are not a thing, okay? Cusps are not a thing. You are either born in one sign or another. So look up your birth chart. What sign is your sun in? If you were told you were born on a cusp, your sun's going to be in one of those signs. And while you may resonate with like being a cusper, truly, there's no such thing, because your sun placement is either in one sign or another. And what can tend to happen with people that are born near when it changes is they have other planets in that other sign. So say you were told you're a Taurus Gemini cusp, but your sun is truly in Gemini, either a 0 degree or 1 degree or 2 degrees. You might have Taurus placements because Mercury and Venus follow the sun really closely. So this is why if you were told you're a cusper, but it's not really a thing, yet you resonate with being a cusper, you probably have other placements in that other sign. That's not your actual sun sign. And what day it changes signs changes every single year. So this is why you can't go off generalities of like Taurus is always April 19th. That's not true. It changes every single year. So like I think this year, because it was a leap year, we had Taurus season start on it was early this year. I think it was April 19th. And every season began kind of early this year because it's a leap year. So it changes every year. So just double check your chart for what your actual sun placement is. April 20th, and I'm a Taurus. Nice. You probably already discussed this, but I buy a reading on my human design app. What do you mean? You can get a written interpretation of your human design chart from my website. It's literally written by me. I created all the material that goes into that report that is personalized for your chart. So you can get your human design chart from my website, astrologyhumandesign.com. And then once you plug in your information to get your human design chart, look for the green button under where your chart comes up, and you can get a personalized interpretation of what everything in it means. But other than that, I don't take readings right now. I don't acknowledge sidereal astrology, so I don't know what my placements are in sidereal astrology. No, it's not free. It's $25. It took me 2 years to put that together, and is my life's work and career. So no, it is not free. But it will tell you about everything in your chart. Every single little detail it will tell you about your human design chart, and it's like 30 plus pages. Hey, Sag Sun, Sag Moon. Hey, I'm a Sag Moon. Yeah, you're so welcome, Angela. My Saturn is in Pisces, and I'm nervous for the retrograde. Why? I don't recognize sidereal because I don't resonate with it. I don't think it's a valid astrology calculation. It doesn't make sense to me to use it. I don't have a favorite sign. Well, I mean, I would have to say that I'm biased. If we're talking about sun signs, no, I don't know. I really don't have a favorite sign. I was about to say Taurus, but I don't know. There's downsides and there's benefits to every single placement. It's just about how you want to view it. Stelliums can be common. Depends on in what sign you're talking about and in what time period you were born. Because during certain time periods, a certain stellium in one sign is more common than another. Like in the early 90s, late 80s, early 90s, Capricorn stelliums were really common because we had a lot of outer placements in Capricorn. In like the early 80s, mid to late 80s, Sagittarius stelliums were more common because we had a lot of outer planets in Sagittarius. So depends on what time period we're talking about and in what sign we're talking about. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, I wouldn't say stelliums are like super common if they don't involve, especially if they don't involve any outer planets. If your stellium doesn't involve any outer planets, then yeah, it's probably more rare. We got lots of mutable energy. I love that. I have a lot of mutable energy in my chart, so that makes sense. I have Saturn in Pisces and Venus in Gemini, and then my moon is in Sag. So I'm pretty mutable, as much as I am fixed also. I'm a contradiction. Yeah, you're welcome, Violet. Leo moon, Leo sun, born on a new moon, and a manifesting generator. I love that. I love Leo energy. I'm American, and I use Vedic astrology. That's okay. Well, if it works for you, then stick with it. But I don't work for me. I don't like it. I have a 5th house stellium, Pluto, Jupiter, Saturn. Oh, wow. And Scorpio? Wait, no. When would have Saturn been near Pluto? Must have been in Scorpio, I think. Or Libra. I think a lot of people who have Pluto and Libra have Saturn Pluto conjunction because that happened when Pluto was in Libra. Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, Vedic astrology is another language, so if you want to talk about that, I'm not the one. I'm a Western tropical astrology gal. Whole sign. Whole sign, Western tropical astrology. Hey Valerie, what's up? Taurus, Sun, Leo, Rising, Cancer, Moon. Oh my god, that's a good combo. Wait, someone said they were scared about their Saturn going retrograde, and I want to know why. I also have major 10th house energy. It's ruled by Sag with Pluto and Chiron. Oh, wow. I'm trying to think when that would have been. Huh. Like early 2000s, probably, huh? That makes me want to look back at what was going on in the world when Pluto and Chiron were on each other. And then you have that in your birth chart. Wow. Hey, Ash. Cap rising with Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, conjunct. Yep. That's a common stellium for sure. All of my big three are Sag. Ooh, that's fun. I feel like my Sag placement really takes over my chart, so I can't imagine what that would be like to have like all of your big three is Sag. That's like larger than life energy. Larger than life. My biggest challenges in life have been finances. Because my North Node is in the second house on Pluto. I would say that's probably been in my home life, because I have Uranus in the fourth house. Having a stable, secure home has been a challenge as well. So jealous of people with a lot of Sag. Yeah, they're very adventurous from what I've seen. Very adventurous, very like extroverted. Even if they're like to be alone, they're great around people. Sag, Sun, Libra, Moon. Could be Pisces rising. Oh. Wow. Pisces rising. Pisces and Aries risings are the most rare rising signs to have, because Pisces only sits on the horizon for like 78 minutes or something, which is most of the other signs sit on the horizon on the eastern horizon for like 2 hours. But Pisces only does for like an hour and 18 minutes. And then Aries only does for like 81 minutes. So like an hour and 21 minutes. Aries rising, whoop whoop! Yeah, I don't meet a lot of y'all. Y'all are rare. How do I handle confrontation with an Aries sun? Yell at them. Yell at them. Be an asshole. Be an asshole. It's the only way to get through to an Aries with Virgo and Scorpio placements. Sag, Sun, Scorpio, Rising, Cancer, Moon. That's fun. Perceptive Pisces is a projector. Whoop, whoop. Love our projectors. Love y'all so much. Y'all are here to guide the rest of us. And we're moving into a projector era as a collective, where people are waking up to the fact that we need y'all to guide us. Any sign can be compatible with another sign. It's just about if you want to put up with it. Confrontation with an Aquarius, I don't know, I'd avoid it. So tired all the time? Yeah. The projector burnout is real. It happens so quick, and then y'all need a lot of recovery time. Lot of recovery time. I even experienced that as a manifesting generator, because it's all about putting your energy into the right things. And if you're not, and this is what human design helps you with, is to live correctly, live in alignment with what is right for you. And if you spent most of your life putting your energy into the wrong things and living out of alignment, you're gonna need a big recovery, a big time of recovery to recalibrate and to really like recharge your energy, because it's been spent for so long on things that don't bring you joy and that drain you, as opposed to like keeping your life force going, basically. Is the sun included in a stellium? Yeah, if it's... So a stellium is 3 or more placements in one sign. Human design is a system that gives you directions on how to use your energy and how to move through life aligned with your unique energy. Your daughter's a Leo sun, moon, Venus with a Sag rising. Oh, that is a lot of fire. I think any combinations are cool. It's just about how they're cool. What do you mean compatible with each other? Those are Libras. Are you talking about 3 different people? I'm confused. Libra, Sun, Aries, Moon, Pisces, Rising. I'm confused by that question. Oh, and Mars. Oh, wow. I feel like that's a pretty rare stellium. That's crazy. That makes me wonder when we had that and what was going on in my life. Because I love looking back. This is how I love using the transits, because predictions are kind of a fickle thing, but I love using the transits to look back on what was happening in my life when I was going through certain time periods or phases, or just like a lot of hardship, and looking at the astrology of what was going on then gives me so much clarity and understanding. So I love looking backwards. 2015 August. Okay. 2015 August. That was like right after I moved to Colorado. I don't understand the sun, moon, and rising part. Oh, what does that mean to a person's personality? They're just different parts of you. They're different aspects of you. Hey, Ruby! I have a video, I think it's pinned on the top of my page, that explains the sun, moon, and rising and what the differences are. What's happening with Saturn retrograde in Pisces? I just did a live Q&A in my membership community. I do them like every week. And someone just asked me about Saturn retrograde in there, and what I really think, I mean, Saturn goes retrograde every year, so it's really not a big deal, but what I think it is going to bring up for the collective, especially since we have the Saturn retrograde in Pisces as a part of the August craziness that we'll have happening like the middle of August, is going to be a reevaluation of the vision you've been building for yourself. So if y'all watch my updates every single Sunday, you know I've been talking about, since Saturn went into Pisces, the fact that we've all been building this new dream. We've all been building something that is aligned with a vision we've had for ourselves, or a dream we've had for ourselves, that we're finally taking action on, and that we're finally starting to move towards. And Saturn retrograde, I think, is just going to bring a reevaluation of how we've taken action up until this point on the ways that we're building our dream. Like, what do you need to change? What do you need to evaluate, reevaluate, to make things work better for you moving forward? That's really what any retrograde is about. It's a slow down of that energy to reassess and reflect, so that when the planet goes direct again, you have action steps on how to move forward. It's really, there's nothing bad about retrogrades. It's really just a time to reassess that area of your life in the way that that planet has been showing up for you in that area of your life. Like the Mercury retrograde we had in Aries in April, for me, was in my 7th house. So it was bringing up themes about relationships and dating and my focus on that part of my life, because the houses are literally the physical manifestation of your areas of life. So the 7th house is your relationships. And so for me, the Mercury retrograde in Aries was all about, okay, reevaluating how I want to go about dating, how I want to go about relationships in my life, every type of relationship, not just romantic, but like, how do I, because the 7th house is the other. How do you interact with the other? How do you want to show up with the other? What types of other people do you want to have around you? And that was my whole April. when Mercury was retrograde, was reflecting on, okay, do I want this type of person in my life? Do I want that type of person in my life? No. Okay, what type of person do I want in my life? And when Mercury went direct and left retrograde, it was the time for me to take action on those things that I had gotten clarity around during the retrograde period. And that's really all that retrogrades are at the end of the day. So apply that to where you have Pisces ruling your chart, because that's what the Saturn retrograde will bring. And it's going to be a couple months of reflection. It's going to be, I think it'll last like 5 or 6 months. So this is going to be a, kind of a long-term period of reflecting based on that area of your life. And it doesn't mean things won't move forward. It just means the focus of that area of your life is going to be on reflection and on like, okay, what changes do I want to make here? How can I make it better? The focus is going to be on refining that area of your life with the energy of Saturn, which is all about discipline and commitment. And that's on the Saturn retrograde in Pisces. It's happening in my 5th house, close to my progressed moon. Sounds like that's a chance for you to embody more creative projects or creative passions. Focusing on what brings you joy as opposed to getting overwhelmed. You have Pisces in your 10th and you just lost your job. Congratulations. Time to find a new one or create your own. Start a business. I don't know it enough, but I'm getting projector vibes from me. I do have, so my conscious chart is a projector. My conscious chart in human design. So you actually have you have 3 different human design charts. And the one that you know of that you get when you like plug in your information is your quantum chart. It's your 2 other charts combined into one. But you also have an unconscious chart and a conscious chart, and it's the same with your astrology. And my conscious human design chart is a projector. So I've gotten that a lot actually. But my quantum chart, my human design type is a manifesting generator. But how my mind works, like my conscious, the conscious mind personality part of me is projector. 5th house as well, progressed moon. My progressed moon just moved into the 5th house, but it's in Aquarius. Lots of unrequited love issues. Huh. That might just be an opportunity for you to look at that within yourself, those belief systems that's bringing up about yourself. And like reaffirming that you're worthy of love. How do you find the differing charts? I have a video on this. It's kind of complex. I have a like full walkthrough in my membership, and I teach a class on it in my membership that anyone that's in my membership community has access to, and I walk you through in there how to find it. You have to use, from my knowledge, you have to use Genetic Matrix, which is linked in my shop in my bio. And I think you have to have a membership with them, and you can see your different charts. There's a feature on their chart calculator where you can see they have a lot of human design chart features. It's kind of insane how many different calculations they have in their system that you can view. You can also view the same with your unconscious astrology, but that's the only place I know of to get it. If you know what you're looking at when you look at the chart, if you know human design and you know what channel configurations and what defined center configurations make each type, you can just look at your chart and see. If you know how that works, if you know how the circuitry works to make each type, you can just look at your chart for it. Because a lot of people, so like an example that's really easy to see just by looking at the chart is if you have like your channels, if all of your channels are like half conscious, half unconscious, so they're 2 different colors, all of your channels are 2 different colors, then you're probably going to be a reflector in both your conscious and your unconscious. So that's just one example of how you can see it by just looking at the chart. But yeah, Genetic Matrix has that feature where you can see that you can separate the 2. Yeah, you're welcome. It's very internalized for all of us. Wait, a bad combo. Wait, I'm confused. Oh, Saturn and Neptune in the 5th house. Yeah, but really, I mean, any placements you have, like, no matter how difficult you've been told that they are or feel that they are, that resonates with you in your life, it's really just a lesson to overcome the energy. Like, it's a lesson to look at those belief systems in your subconscious and see, because the chart is just a reflection of like what you're here to learn to overcome. And so it's just like someone asked me earlier what my biggest struggle has been based on my chart, and like how my chart has helped me overcome that struggle. And for me, it's been like money and believing that, you know, I'm worthy of money and all of these things like that. I get to have money and that it's not difficult to earn, and, you know, that there's more than enough, because my conditioning and my, like, how do I say that? Like, my lineage had a very bad relationship with money. My parents did. There was never enough. Like, that was their whole belief system. And so that was passed down to me, and it's also in my chart, so that I change that energy, so that I grow and heal from that energy, and I transmute that energy and alchemize it into something else that's ultimately going to have an impact on my life that's more positive. Does that make sense? I feel like I didn't say that very clearly. I'm really feeling this Moon and Neptune transit now with my speech. But yeah, it's all just a lesson to really like reflect on how that shows up in your belief system and overcome it by changing your belief system, because we get to change our belief systems. Thank you, Lori, for all the hearts. I appreciate you. Let's see that you're on here, that you were on here if you're still here. How do I feel about 9 persona charts? I don't even know what that means. Maybe that was a typo. Did it get better with your Saturn return? I mean, I'm in my Saturn return, now, and yeah, it has. But I think that's because I did so much work on myself and with all of this stuff, like before my Saturn return even started. And I've really been living my human design for the last 2 to 3 years. Oh my God, wait, it's been more like 3 to 4 years now that I've really been living my human design, and that's changed everything for me. It's really helped tremendously, because human design is just a way to get back to your energy and living in alignment with your own energy by listening to how your body's communicating to you and acting from that place versus acting from that conditioning that's not you. Does that make sense? The Saturn return happens happens at 29 for everybody. Sometime within your 29th year, you will have your Saturn return. But if you want to know exactly what date it will be, it could also be multiple dates depending on your Saturn placement. You can just Google Saturn return chart calculator. Celebrated 3 years in your experiment last week. Woo woo! I wish I had an exact date like that to celebrate. I do not remember when I learned about it. It was either like 29, I think it was 2020. No, it could have been, I don't even know. See, I don't know exactly when it was. But that's awesome. That's awesome, Melody. Love it. Cancer moon, hey. My Saturn return is in my 6th house. How will Leo Mercury retrograde affect Leo rising? I don't know. It depends on what else you have going on in your chart. We can't isolate any one placement to tell you about what's going to happen or what it's going to be for you. Oof. Y'all want to talk about Neptune and Aries? I don't think we want to talk about Neptune and Aries. I don't think we're ready for that conversation. I'm not ready for that conversation. I'm just projecting. I don't know, y'all. I don't know. Yours will be in your 6th house too. Nice. For me, it's been, all 6th house things, like, at the risk of sounding generic, like, it's been about my health. It's been, and nothing like drastic, but it's just been like, how can I take better care of my body? How can I have like a routine to take better care of my body? And just have more discipline when it comes to like doing yoga every day and meditating and like have more discipline with my spiritual routine, as well as like my literal like my physical body, like stretching, doing yoga, going for walks, going for hikes, like doing things that help me to exert my energy, that move my body, to better take care of it, getting better like a better supplement regimen. I've also been feeling really called towards like energy healing, getting frequent massages and energy healing sessions. Whereas before I was really sporadic with it, and now it's like I got to do it at least once a month. I got to do like yoga and meditate every day, or I'm like a hot mess, and my body's like tight in random places. So like it's just been a lot of taking better care of my body and not overworking, so that I can take care of my body. Thank you. Your skin looks good. Thank you. The ring light helps. It's the lighting. But yeah, I've been getting regular facials too. That started like as soon as my Saturn return started, it was like, okay, we got to get a skincare routine. So that's another thing I've been doing. Regular facials, and micro needling is really amazing for your skin. I went through a whole skin detox too. If y'all see videos from like a year ago that I filmed, or even like 6 months ago, I was really detoxing. My skin was detoxing really bad. It still kind of is right now because I am on my period right now. So whenever that happens, I usually break out a little more. But like it was really bad. Like 6 months to a year ago, my breakouts were really, really bad because my skin was detoxing from the ways that I just like wasn't taking care of it. And then I started to. And so my body was like, oh my God, what? You're taking care of us now? Like... we got to get rid of all this bad shit then. So, microneedling doesn't hurt when it's happening because they numb your face. But then it feels like a really, really, really bad sunburn like as soon as it's over. And you shouldn't like touch your face or like go into the sun for the rest of the day. I usually try to get it like in the late afternoon so that I don't leave my house while it heals. And then the first day is kind of rough, but then afterwards it's usually fine. It is red and like inflamed for like a couple days, and then it will peel for up to a week after you get it, but it makes your face look fucking amazing. So it's 100,000% worth it. I'm an Esto, so I'm always looking at people's faces. Oh, I love that. Thank you. I do have, what is it called? Tinted sunscreen on. So this isn't like my skin. I have tinted sunscreen on. Just so you know. It isn't my pure face right now. But my skin does look way better than it ever has because I've been getting microneedling for sure. What does being in a Saturn return mean? It's basically the gateway to maturation. Like it's when you really become an adult fully, or when you really start to. I would say people aren't really adults like these days until like Uranus opposition and like Chiron return, which is age 44, Uranus opposition, and then Chiron return happens at age 50. But Saturn return is when you really leave like youth and you start to really become like a full matured adult for most people. Not everyone awakens to the lesson of their Saturn return, but that's for another live. And if yours is an Aquarius, then you had it 2019 to 2019 2020 to 2023. I think actually maybe 2020 is... No, because at the end of 2019, didn't we have the Saturn-Jupiter conjunction, and that was in Aquarius? But you can, if y'all want to know the exact date of when your Saturn return happened or will happen, it could also be multiple times depending on your Saturn placement, because Saturn goes retrograde every single year and could pass over your Saturn multiple times depending on where your Saturn is and if it's going to do that. For me, that doesn't happen, thankfully, but I do know people that have Saturn in Pisces. Like if you have it at, what's it at now, like 16 or 18 degrees or something like that, then you'll probably have multiple times where your Saturn goes over, or Saturn goes over your Saturn. But you can just Google Saturn return chart calculator. I think it's AstroSeek has a good one. I think that's the website. Yeah, you're welcome. I can't wait for Jupiter and Cancer. Oh my God, same! Y'all, it's so funny that you bring that up, Charlotte, because we were just talking about in my membership Q&A live Q&A that I do like every week pretty much for my members exclusively. We were talking about dating, and I was like, honestly, I don't know when dating's going to get better based on the astrology. I feel like there's been ebbs and flows, but because we're in such a like transitional shift as a collective with like dating culture and relationship dynamics and dating dynamics, and like I've been reading this book. Where did it go? I just had it over here. About that specifically, and how like in the beginning of the book she's talking about, it's called How Not to Die Alone. And in the beginning of the book, she's basically talking about how the culture has shifted because we all have so many options now. Like before, marriages were arranged, or it was like your neighbor had a man that was single that like had land or whatever, and your father could like give them a dowry for whatever. And like marriages were practical, and marriages were based on like, okay, who has something to give here? Like how can we exchange goods, or how can we exchange land or money or whatever for this union? And combined resources. And now it's just like all of that's been thrown out the window. Like we all have so many options. We all get to choose like what we want our relationship to be like, who we want it to be with. And so it's just a whole lot of fuckery right now because there's so many choices. And we all have decision fatigue anyways, because they're like our whole world has been overwhelmed with choices in the last 20 years that were never a thing before. So there's a big shift happening right now. And back to full circle, Jupiter and Cancer, I think that is one of the time periods where it will be a little bit better because people will be focused on that kind of Cancerian energy of like having a home or having a family, that kind of stuff. I also think Saturn and Aries might be good for that, but we'll see. Obviously, that's just general collective energy, which how it affects anyone like on a personal level is going to be way different depending on what's in your chart right now because of what's going on. The North Node is in Aries, and with the North Node being in Aries, and I feel like there's another placement that Saturn and Pisces, I think, for Virgo risings and Scorpio risings, they're more likely to enter a partnership while Saturn is in Pisces, which will last until 2026. And then for Libra risings and Sagittarius risings, because the North Node is in Aries until the end of the year, Sagittarius and Libra risings are the most likely to enter into a relationship this year specifically. So it's always going to depend on, your personal chart. But general energies of when dating will get better, I do think Jupiter and Cancer is going to bring that for sure. I think Saturn and Aries is going to be all right. Yeah. Just looking forward to having Saturn in the 6th. Yeah, I think Saturn and Aries is going to bring it just because that's like a big part of this dating shift is related to like the masculine collective healing. And I think Saturn and Aries is going to bring a lot of healing to the masculine. And then it's like, okay, that's kind of what we need. It's not a delusion. It's based on the transits. It's based on the transits. The North Node's in Aries. Like, for Sag risings, y'all's focus right now is dating. And then with Jupiter and Gemini, just amplifying that. A focus on relationships. No, there's no such thing as cusps. There's no such thing. Yeah, the masculine do really need healing. They're like 5 years behind the feminine. And I really think, I've talked about this before in videos I've done about it, but I really think Saturn in Aries is going to bring that healing to the masculine. To the men of the world, let them be healed. Let them be healed. When does Saturn go into Aries? Is that what you're asking about? What is going on with people trying to scam other people? That's been going on for years. That's been going on for years. People have been impersonating my accounts since like 2021. Trying to scam people. So Saturn will go into, I was about to say Pisces. Saturn will go into Aries a little bit next year, but then it will retrograde out of Aries and go back into Pisces. It will fully be in Aries, and I think in 2026. I haven't looked at the exact dates. But I think 2026, and then Jupiter will be in Cancer after it's in Gemini, so like a year from now. A year from now. But I don't think Jupiter in Gemini is helping the dating scene, because it's creating this like scattered, kind of like the grass is greener vibe for people. It's creating a lot of overwhelm too, and like busyness and a lot of options. Like it's just like, yeah, it's Gemini energy. I mean, I don't know what else to say about it. Oh, hey fellow Libra rising, Lilia. I'm also Libra rising, if you didn't know. Oh, and a Sag moon. Hey, Paige. Sag sun, Sag moon. Born on a new moon. Love that. Ooh, and in your 4th house too, huh? Definitely feeling more social since Jupiter went into Gemini. Yeah. It was like night and day for me. Taurus does not want to socialize. Taurus wants to be at home, Netflix and chilling, cooking a meal. And it will get, how do I say that? It will be amplified when we have Mars moved into Gemini pretty soon. Which I think that'll happen in like a month, maybe less. Yeah, I think less, maybe 3 weeks, Mars will move into Gemini. Feel like we have a lot in common. Everything you repost, I love and agree. Like Walker videos. Oh, yay! Wait, what, Walker videos? Wait. Is that, shoot, that one guy? 2-4 emotional Manigen. Hey! I'm a 1-3 Manigen, sacral. Sacral authority. Who is Walker the guy? Christian? Is that Christian Walker? Is that who you're talking about? I've been learning astrology since 2015, 2014. Almost 10 years. You're a reflector! June, that's so cool! Do we have any other reflectors on here? Y'all are less than 1% of the population. Oh, yeah, Christian Walker, yeah. The gay guy that's always yelling about women's dating standards. Yes. I love his videos. They're great. Reflectors, unite! Yeah, so accurate for sure. So helpful. I like need that in my life. The men are so confused. Then they're not honest with themselves. This is literally like most of what those who joined my live Q&A and my membership were talking about. They're so confused and they're not honest with themselves right now. I can't stand it. It's giving me trust issues. A reflector is a type of human design aura. So in human design, there are 5 different aura types, and that tells you how your energy works. Reflectors are like mirrors. So they are here to kind of just hold up a mirror to the collective, and really they're here to serve communities with that energy. to give feedback on what isn't working and what can be done better. I don't know what the galactic center is, Kels. You're the most generator to generate. I love that. Support it wholeheartedly. You love my website. Thank you. Could you share your experience building a website? Well, I am launching a business course soon that is going to be called Get Paid for Your Gifts. The waitlist is in my shop, linked in my profile. Wait, was there just a spider web? Oh my God, too easily distracted. I will be launching a business course that will be a walkthrough of how to start and grow an online business. Building a website. I mean, if you already know how to create graphics, it's pretty easy. I use Squarespace. Their user interface is just really great. That's all I have to say about that. If you know how to, like I said, you know how to make graphics and you have good pictures of yourself or can get some done, that's all you really need. And my website that I have now is not my original website. Like, it was very different looking when I first made it in 2020. This is what you're seeing now is the result of like 3.5 years of constantly tweaking and like making things better. So that's an aspect too. Just always be like refining and always be like just making it better. Have people look at it too. I've had a lot of friends like look at it, give me feedback. I had a marketing agency look at it, give me feedback. They did like a free audit. So yeah, that's been my experience. Manifester, oh my God, y'all are rare too. Always get trauma dump. Oh no, boundaries. Later I speak the truth is too much for them, yeah. Yeah, y'all really have to go where you're like accepted and seen for that energy. Ooh, we got a lot of Manny Jens. Yeah, I'm honestly so excited to do the business course, like to get it going, because it's been like 3 years in the making, y'all. But I've learned so much more to like put it. I'm glad I didn't make it 3 years ago because I've learned so much in the last 3 years. That's going to be really valuable for y'all in there. I've learned so much on TikTok. Yeah, the business course will go over everything, like how to build a website, which it will help you decide if you even need a website too, because a lot of people don't, but a lot of people think that you do. Just depends on what your business is and what you like, you know, what you want it to be about if you don't have that yet. And then it'll go over how to post on social media, like every single different platform, Pinterest, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok. Also how to start a podcast. If you want to start a podcast, it will basically be like whatever you want to do, whatever you resonate with. Here's the how-to and best practices, because I've done all of it. I've literally done all of it. I've had 2 podcasts. I've had 2 businesses. One failed. It didn't make the money I wanted it to make, but it taught me everything I needed to learn marketing and to learn how to show up on social media. So yeah, I'm really excited to teach y'all how to start and grow successful businesses online, because it's so much easier than people are making it out here talking about business. It's really easy, but the way people talk about it seems overwhelming. It's not. Oh, you're a projector, Vanessa. Cool. Projectors are here to guide others. So I have a whole playlist on my page. I have a playlist for each human design type that you can go binge watch that playlist for all the projector videos I've done. And yeah, there's also videos on my YouTube. There's a free guide you can get from my store that will walk you through what your aura type means, how to use your strategy also, like what it means to wait for an invitation, and then how to use your authority. So whatever your authority is as a projector, whether it's ego, splenic, mental, self-projected, or emotional, it will tell you what that means and how to live it. And then if you want to go deeper, get a custom report from my website after you get your chart on my website, astrologyhumandesign.com. you're going to have Saturn square your Saturn if your Saturn is in Sagittarius. Ooh, splenic authority. Nice. Yeah, you got to trust your intuition. Got to trust your intuition. That's what splenic authority is all about. Anyone that has a defined spleen, that's a big lesson. But especially if it's your authority. You are here to learn how to trust your spontaneous hits that you get on a moment-to-moment basis. Ooh, splenic manifester. That's super rare. Most manifestors are emotional authority. Ray is a generator. Nice. Ooh, 4-6 generator coming off the roof. Heck yeah. There is someone that recently joined my astrology and human design courses and my membership, who is coming off the roof. She's, I believe, a 6-2 projector. And she's been sharing her experiences of coming down from the roof, and it's been so beautiful to see. Like, I love to see human design in real life. It really just lights me up. Libra sun, Taurus moon. I'm a Taurus sun, Libra rising. That's cool. Emotional authority, you have to wait to make major decisions until you feel clear. The free guide will walk you through it, and you'll get even more information about it if you get the personalized custom report. And it's different depending on how your wave works too, like the emotional channel that you have that makes your authority. I did a deep dive into all the different emotional waves. I think there's 4 different kinds, if I'm remembering correctly. I did the class a while ago, but it lives in my membership community. Yes, you heard manifester. There's another splenic manifester on. Hey, Lori. We have another Lori, who's a 3-5 emotional generator. Love it. Lori was just on my membership live Q&A. We talked about, man, that was a long call. Usually the calls are like an hour. That one went on for a while because we were just vibing. Talking about dating, talking about I might move to Europe, y'all. I wish my decision wasn't based on your emotions. It shouldn't be. Your decisions should be based on what feels good and like not making decisions from an emotional high or an emotional low. Your decisions they should come from a place of what feels good in your body and giving yourself like a day to sleep on it or giving yourself time to feel clear and feel like whether, feel that clear feeling in your body of if it feels good or not. Yeah, you're welcome. Yay, I love the membership. Yay, I love that you're in the membership, Lori. Appreciate you. It's been so fun connecting over there. And now we're in the same state. I love it. I love it. I love it. Thanks. Is it Zaria? Love your content, Gemini Sun, Gemini Rising. Oh my God, I love people with Sun in the first house. It's such a fun placement. Virgo Moon. Ooh, so you were born during a first quarter moon? Is that right? First quarter moon. Where, oh my God, to move to Europe. No, I don't follow Chris Corsini, but I have a friend that does and swears by his readings. He moved to Portugal. That's cool. I didn't know that. Yeah, I don't know. I'm on the fence because it's such a huge life change and I just moved into this place and like furnished it completely and I love my furniture and all my art and my plants. So I don't know. And okay, this is an example of how so I'm not an emotional authority. My authority is sacral. But you have a Saturn return chart. So any major transit in astrology, you get like a human design chart for that transit and for more specifically how that transit is affecting your unique energetics, which is what human design is. So my Saturn return chart in human design, I've also done a class on this in my membership. If you're in the membership, it's in there. Saturn return, I think is what the name of it is. Saturn return human design chart. It will tell you how to calculate it as well. But my Saturn return human design chart is an emotional authority. So it's been a really big theme for me all year to, if I don't feel good about something, like instantly, which is sacral authority, and it doesn't feel exciting to me instantly, and I'm like, I kind of am hesitant about it. I'm like, I don't know, and I don't feel clear, right? This is how emotional authority works. If you don't feel clear about something, wait until you feel clear. Wait out the wave. Wait out the wave until you feel clear. So right now, I'm really on the fence about moving to France, y'all, like, or somewhere in Europe. I really love France. I don't know yet, but I'm on the fence about it. And so I'm not making any rash decisions. I'm not like selling all of my things or anything like that. I'm not like making any rash decisions. I'm sitting with it and I'm waiting for that clarity to come of like what's going to feel best for me ultimately to do. And something that's really like beautiful about that waiting process is that it aligns you with what's meant for you and the right timing that it's meant for you. And it allows you to gather more information that will help you make that decision, right? A projector isn't authority, so a projector can be 5 different authorities. There are 5 different authorities that a projector can have. If you're a projector, you have one of the 5 authorities. The most common is splenic. Next common is probably emotional, or they might be like equal in how common they are. And then the more rare authorities for projectors are mental, self-projected, and ego. Ego, I think, being the most rare. I don't have the stats for that off the top of my head, but your authority is separate from your type. Your authority is your decision-making process. It's like your literal guidance system for how you're meant to make decisions. Your type, so your aura type, being a projector, a manifestor, a reflector, a manifesting generator, or a generator, is how your energy expresses itself to the world. So they're different. You just joined the waitlist for the business course. Yay! I'm so excited about it. I'm so excited. Okay, I pronounced it right. Yay, Zaria, thanks. I've quit so many jobs. Same. Are you a manifesting generator? Because I can't even like tell you all the different jobs I've had throughout my life. This is great advice, especially for me being an emotional generator. Yes, yay! Yeah, literally, if you're still going back and forth about it and you don't feel clear, don't make the decision yet. And for things like a job or things like, you know, an invitation somewhere or something like that. What the hell? TikTok is doing some whack shit right now. Okay. If you have to make it on like, you have to make it by this time or whatever, like I said, if it's like a job interview or something like that where you like have to accept the job but you still don't feel clear, don't force yourself to make the decision prematurely before you feel clear, because what can happen is, well, okay, 2 scenarios, right? This is like those Goosebumps books, if y'all remember, where you could like change how the story went depending on what answer you picked, right? Life is the same. So you can go 2 directions, right? And if you're forcing yourself, if you're an emotional authority and you have to accept this job, but you don't feel clear about it, and you do accept the job, havoc, chaos, the job's probably going to suck. It's probably going to throw a wrench in your whole life and your energy. You're going to feel burnout. You're going to hate it. Blah, blah, blah. That's one scenario, right? But if you wait and then they're like, oh, time's up, you got to make the decision, and you don't feel clear, you say no, and a new job opportunity will come, or it will come in the waiting process. Like, this is what is so beautiful about emotional authority, and what I was kind of saying earlier, but I got off on a tangent, is that it protects you from things that aren't meant for you. By like that waiting period, something even better could come in during that waiting period. Yeah, you could get a better opportunity is what can happen. How do you know however long it takes to ride out the wave? What I've heard from other emotional authorities who are really practiced in living their emotional authority is that the bigger the decision, the longer it takes to feel clear. So like I recently met an emotional projector, and she is like in between careers right now. And she was like, yeah, I've just been in this wave for a couple months because I still don't feel clear about my next steps. So it depends on what it is that you're making the decision around. Like I said, the bigger things take more time, or they can take more time, but you know, there isn't a one size fits all for this. It just depends on what your body's communicating to you about whatever it is, and whether or not like you feel super, super clear. Another thing I've heard too is like trusting in like your body wanting to move towards the thing. So like if it's something that's like, oh, do you want to come to lunch with me today? Like, does your body feel like you want to like go to that place to have lunch with your friend, or does your body feel like not super excited about it? So that can be helpful for like decisions that are kind of like smaller things that you do are kind of like on a time constraint. Especially with the full moon, I've been seen to not make rash decisions. Yeah. Well, what happens during Cancer season, and Gemini season too, like later Gemini season. So what has been happening recently is we've had a lot of emotional channels transiting the sky. So that can influence the current energy and how things are showing up for you. Is the current human design transits. We've had a lot of them lately because a lot of Gemini energy and Cancer energy is what creates emotional, some of the emotional channels. And so if you have like a hanging gate or something like that, and there's a, how do I say that? I'll give you all a practical example so that this makes sense. So I have an undefined solar plexus. I have, gate 55 in my solar plexus, but it's not connected to anything. That's why my solar plexus is undefined. And right now we have Venus in gate 39, and gate 39 connects to gate 35. So right now that full channel is activated for me. Whereas if there wasn't anything in gate 39, I wouldn't have that emotional channel. Does that make sense? So like right now I'm feeling more emotional, like because of that. And if anyone else that has hanging gate 55 too in an undefined solar plexus, technically it would be called a dormant gate, but semantics, whatever. If you have gate 55 just not connected to anything in general, right now there's the full channel because Venus is in gate 39, which connects to 55. So that can be a thing too. Even if you're an emotional, that can be a thing where it's like an added emotional wave that you're not used to feeling. Choose your adventure. Yes, Lori. Yes. Yeah, I mean, life is one big adventure. One of my favorite books is by Florence Scovel Shinn. I try to read it every single night because she was amazing. She did a lot of work wrote a lot of like books about oh my God, why can't I say this word? Metaphysics, and manifestation. So her books are really great if you're just wanting some inspiration about manifestation. And she talks a lot about how life is a game. And we have fun playing these games like tennis or golf or like anything involving like the physical. So why can't we apply that to life? Like life can also be fun, but a lot of people don't apply that fun nature that we have with games to life, because with life we're dealing with unforeseen circumstances. We're not dealing with something tangible like a ball or equipment. We're dealing with like unforeseen circumstances. So we get caught up in that versus just having fun with what we are experiencing in the moment and letting that lead to the next. You don't want to learn human design the way I learned human design. That's why I've created my ebooks on human design and astrology and my human design course. And that's why I teach classes on human design in my membership, because the places to learn human design from are awful. Straight up awful. If you do want to learn human design that way, the best book I recommend is the definitive book of human design. But like I said, it's really hard to understand. Even I as someone who's been studying this system for many, many years, struggle to understand stuff in that book. Like I have to read paragraphs like 3 or 4 times to understand what they mean sometimes because of the way it's written. It's very much like a PhD textbook. It's not written in a concise or simple way, which is how I've condensed all this information and put it in my ebooks and my courses to make it easy for y'all to learn, because I saw a serious problem with the way that human design is taught, and my solution was to make it simple and easy. So that is what I recommend. Start with my ebook on human design, or if you're really serious and you want to learn the whole system inside out, with a simple, straightforward guide, take my Learn Human Design course, and my ebook is included in it. My ebook also includes a discount to my courses. If you bought my ebook and then you decide you want to take my courses, you get your money back for the ebook. But yeah, I don't recommend learning human design from the founder of human design. It's very, unless you're also someone who was born in the 40s like he was. It's just not easy to understand the way he talks about it. As a projector, I keep hearing I need to wait for an invitation, but I don't really know what that means. I'm assuming you meant to say. Eve, go watch the videos I have on projectors and my projector playlist on my page. You might have to scroll through my playlist quite a bit. I have a ton of playlists, but I do have one with all my projector videos. And I talk about that because it's not about waiting for an invitation, really. It's about receiving recognition at the start. And that also comes down to you recognizing yourself and acting from your authority. Acting from your authority. I think too much emphasis is put on the strategy and not enough emphasis is put on the authority. Your authority is what is guiding you through life to make decisions that are correct for you. And that's the most important thing to really act on. What do you mean the Pluto thing that I've mentioned a lot lately? I don't know what that is in reference to. Yeah, I've spent a lot of time going down rabbit holes and feel like I've learned so little. Yeah, literally. So I learned a lot of human design from Ra, the founder of human design's transcripts, like from classes that he taught on human design, because that was all he did, like before he died. I would say like the last 20 years of his life, that was all he did was like teach, like give lectures and stuff. So there's a bunch of transcripts from his lectures that he gave, and oh my God, trying to find the information is like searching for a needle in a haystack. It is the hardest, most difficult thing because he just goes on rants for like pages and pages. There'll be like 20 pages where he doesn't say hardly anything about anything. He's just ranting. And it's like so impossible to find the information you're trying to get from what he's talking about. Like it'll say like, the talk is on this, and then he doesn't talk about it, and it's so frustrating. Anyways, that's why I created what I've created to help y'all learn human design. Hey Tiffany, love your content. Hope you're having a great night. Thank you. Is there any type of hierarchy between the different emotional waves? No, they just show up differently. So there's astrology to them as well. A lot of the emotional waves are, like I said, Pisces, Cancer, or Gemini energy. So that's the ones I can think of top. And Virgo as well. So like the 59-6 channel, the Virgo Pisces channels are a little bit more chill. So like the 40-37 is a Virgo Pisces channel, and the 59-6 is a Virgo Pisces channel. I break this down in my ebook as well. The astrology behind all the different gates and what channels they make. Those are a little bit more chill than the other ones. The Gemini emotional channels are, as you can gather, because they're Gemini energy, less chill. And then I would say that about the Cancer ones too. I think the there's also an Aquarius one. the 1949, and then the 3955. 39 is Cancer. So that channel, that emotional channel, is a little bit more volatile because it is that Cancerian energy. But 55 is Pisces, so that one's like super water, super emotional, I think, from my perspective. 3955 is a very intense emotional channel. And then the 40, I think it's the 4130, is also a very intense emotional channel. But yeah, I talk about that. I did a deep dive on the emotional waves and the different channels in the solar plexus in a class I did in my membership. It also walks you through them in the definitive book of human design. Like there's a whole chapter in that book on the solar plexus, and it goes over the different types of waves and how they show up. And that's honestly the most, like, that part of the book is pretty easy to understand, the differences of the waves, because he does give like practical examples. But yeah, they're all just different. I wouldn't say like there's a better or worse. They're just different how they show up. Because the 59-6 is chill, but it can struggle with like vulnerability. It can struggle with like intimacy and relationships. Same with the 40-37, but it just like shows up differently. Like the 59-6 kind of struggles to feel truly connected to people, and the 40-37 struggles to feel like connected in a group of people, like around a community. They struggle to feel like they belong. Versus the 59-6 struggles to feel that with like their one-on-one intimate connections. But that's like the lesson of it. It can obviously be overcome. Pure Gen 3-5, lefty reflector boyfriend. Oh wow. That sounds rough. That doesn't sound fun. What happened with Pluto since April 2024? Made some videos about it. I haven't done a video about Diddy because I don't even really know what's going on with that. Structures changing, like when you recommend. Well, that's just like Pluto and Aquarius in general. A lot of us are breaking out of like a corporate structure system in order to make money, because that's very Pluto and Capricorn. And we were very much living from that Capricorn energy, because we had a lot of outer planets in Capricorn for a really long time in the late 1900s, which is crazy for me to say because I was born then. And then that kind of like, bled into the collective, especially when Pluto was in Capricorn. And so we're all kind of breaking out of that system and out of those structures. I honestly feel like the best content I've done about it, the best things I've said about it have been in those videos, like in the Pluto and Aquarius playlist that's on my page, all the various videos I've done about it. And then I have classes on it in my membership too. I did a whole class in my membership on the changing workforce because of Pluto and Aquarius. But yeah, I mean, it's just creating more entrepreneurs, people who are breaking out of corporate structures and systems, realizing the lie that we've all been fed, that we have to like work for someone else to be secure, basically. And coming back to like heart-centered entrepreneurship and services and sharing our gifts with the world in a way that's like intentional. And I foresee as well people creating communities, people creating more communities, like small towns becoming more of a thing again, like people leaving cities and creating their own kind of towns where people share their gifts with each other. Like if y'all have ever read Atlas Shrugged, like the end of that book, it's kind of like, that's the time period we're fucking in right now. Like, let's just call it what it is. Like, that's the time period we're in, where people are leaving the structured world that's crumbling and falling to create new worlds based around community. Yeah, you're welcome. 1900s make us 90 babies sound old. I know. God damn it. I was born in the 1990s. I don't like saying it like that. I really don't like saying it like that. Because my brother was born in 2000 and I always thought that was the weirdest thing. And now that's like normal. Now that's becoming normal. Love that you brought that to light. Motivated me to open my e-commerce. Woo! That's amazing. That's amazing. 1997, whoop whoop. 1992, heck yeah. I'm 94. Year of the dog. Yeah. God, it's gonna be. This is the world that we're living in. It's crazy how 2,000 babies are passed. I know. Oh my God, I know. My brother just turned 24. It's wild to me. It's wild. Woo woo. Hey Marlene, also 94. Love it. 96. Yay, we got 90s babies. '90s babies. 98. Woo woo. Saturn return in Aries. Learn your human design and live it. That's my advice for anyone that hasn't been in their Saturn return yet, or even if you're in it, or even if you're not. Like, it will make any astrology transit that happens much, much, much easier to deal with and work with the energy of it. I honestly feel like that's why my Saturn return has been like pretty mild, because I started living my human design in 2020. And it changed my life. I could have gone down a completely different path, and if I had my Saturn return, would really be shaking me out of the damn tree right now to climb up a different tree. Because that's what Saturn return is all about. It's just a return to your foundational energy, like what your fundamental energy is, removed from your conditioning, which is what human design teaches us all. That's what your Saturn return is. It's a coming home to you, into the path that you're meant to be aligned with. Feel like the 90s babies are so open to astrology more so than ever in this younger generation. Yeah, it's because we have Pluto and Scorpio. And some of us have North Node in Scorpio, as well as Pluto, and some of us also have Jupiter in Scorpio, because Jupiter was in Scorpio from like 90, as well as the North Node being in Scorpio from like 94 to 96-ish. A lot of us also have Saturn in Pisces, which explains the interest in astrology. And then the Uranus-Neptune conjunction as well explains the interest in like the occult and things that are of more of a spiritual nature, and bringing those innovative ideas on spirituality in general to the collective. That conjunction lasted for a while, from late 80s to mid 90s. And then people that were born after that have Uranus and Neptune, or both, in Aquarius, which is like the energy of what we're all moving into with Pluto being in Aquarius. Yeah, your Saturn return happens 3 times. Like, if you live to be 90, it happens 3 times. It'll happen, the first one's at age 29, the second one's at age 58, and then the third one usually happens around age 88 or so. No, 2020 was super life-changing for sure, and I honestly feel like we're in a similar energy coming up in August. Trying to explain things to older people, and they look at me crazy as fuck. Heard that the opening to our spiritual awakening will be part of the ascension. Yeah. I mean, if y'all have researched like Atlantis at all, or like the time period that people think, it's questionable, but they were using crystal technology and shit. If y'all have read that book, or I found this book by Edgar Casey on Atlantis. Y'all, they knew they had better technology than we do now, but that world crumbled because basically the greedy, corrupt people like took over. So we're kind of in a similar time period right now where we're all learning that our bodies are tools and instruments to connect to the divine, and our intuition is a guide. My Saturn return was in 2020 and it blows my mind. My life shifted completely. Yeah, wow. Yeah, you're on it. Love it. Learning your human design. Human design is the best. I really love astrology for timing. I say this all the time, but astrology does timing really well, and human design is like, okay, who are you? And how are you meant to move through your life, your timing, in a way that's really correct for you and your energy? How culture blocks us from reaching our highest potential, yeah. Because we're conditioned to be like cogs in the machine. And what we're learning right now with Pluto and Aquarius is like, oh, there are more cogs than there are machines. And we can like wake up as cogs and fight back against the machine and create new machines that are better and more aligned for our species and for the planet. We are like MCPs on Sims until we like... I never played that game, but I get the analogy, yeah. I also grew up reading things, like, I've always kind of had this outlook, because I grew up reading things like 1984 and Brave New World, and y'all, that shit terrified me. That shit terrified me. I don't want to live in that world. No. No. That shit terrified me. Thanks for the bear. Oh my god, that's super cute. Make a video on book suggestions. I've thought about it. I thought about doing a blog post on it. But there's so many books. Oh my god. It's literally been on my to-do list forever though, so thank you for saying that, Tiffany. Maybe I'll like be inspired now to make it. I do have a like a resources page on my store that's like my favorite books. But those are more so like astrology, human design geared, and like mindset, spirituality geared. But yeah, I'll put that together. I'll probably do a blog on it. Like books to help with awakening, books to help with awakening is what I think it should be called. Get the book talk crowd. Oh yeah, I forgot that's a thing. Yeah. I don't know, it's so weird how we humans get used to doing certain things. Like, I'm used to making astrology and human design content. I'm used to looking at things and being like, oh, this is the astrology of this, or this is the human design of this, or both. But like when I think about making a video on my favorite books, I don't know how to like go about making it. It's so funny how our brain works. Oh my god. Because it's like out of my comfort zone. I don't like make books about that normally. So funny. I just have to trial and error though. I'm a 1-3 profile. I have to just experiment and see what works. That is my whole life. I awakened after a horrible breakup and found Joe Dispenza. Oh my god, same! Wait, I'm trying to unplug my phone right now. That's literally what happened to me in 2019. Yeah, it was 2019. Because, y'all, we had some crazy transits in 2019. Oh my god, have y'all seen my video I made on like the one ex we all have from the summer of 2019? Or just like 2019 in general? Because that year was crazy. Yeah. That year was insane. We had so much in Capricorn, and it was all outer planets, and it was all chaos. Like, I'm gonna pull it up on my laptop right now because we need to talk about 2019. 2019 was insane. And then it just geared us up for the Saturn-Jupiter conjunction we had in Aquarius. I think that was at the end of 2019 or 2020. I don't remember. It honestly makes me sad I wasn't like super into, like, I didn't consider myself an astrologer then. I wasn't super into like reading the transits then, because I wish I had something to say about it. Because that was crazy. That was a crazy time. But I had to go through what I went through to be where I am now. So like, it's all divine. And now I get to talk about what's going to happen in 2025, because 2025 looks fucking insane. I repeated a similar cycle this year, just ended, that I had in 2019. Oh, wow. But I evolved and I am who I am because of it. Yes, exactly. I feel you. I feel you. Okay, so in 2019, we had Saturn on the South Node. Saturn on the South Node. Hardship, discipline, karma on the South Node of release, letting go. And then that's not all. Pluto was there. Pluto, the planet of death and rebirth, transformation, unveiling secrets, control, power dynamics. Like, it was all there, all together in Capricorn, of like, time to break out of the old traditions and old cycles and old patterns and the structures you've had in place in your life that are truly not aligned with you, Capricorn. I hop on live really randomly. Bruja. It's very manifesting generator of me. I'm like, oh, I want to go on live right now. It's usually, right now, it's like once or twice a week. No, girl, I am sat on my bed to hear this. Yeah. Yeah, but in my membership, I go live on a schedule, and that's like a Zoom room. So I get to see y'all's faces. If you want to show up on camera, you don't have to. But I also get to hear y'all's voices, which I love. It's more intimate. And yeah, that's more of on a schedule. I do that like 4 times a month. Usually July has a weird schedule just because of the holiday and like the full moon. I'm doing a full moon workshop for my members for the next full moon in Capricorn. But the schedule is in there, and like I go live on a schedule in my membership. But on TikTok, it's very random. Like, I literally just had a live Q&A like a few hours ago on my membership, and then afterwards I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go live on TikTok. So yeah, that's me. 2019 changed. Yeah, 2019 changed everyone. It was like a build up to 2020, which I honestly feel like we're in now. We're in this build up into next year. Next year is not looking great, and I am a blind optimist astrologist. Blind optimist astrologer. So for me to say that it doesn't look great, it really doesn't look great. I mean, we'll be fine, but this is why I might move to Europe, because the US things I think are just going to get insane. I don't know. I don't even want to talk about it. But we have so much changing next year. Like, the North Node's going into Pisces, Saturn's going into Aries, Neptune's going into Aries, Uranus is going into Gemini, Jupiter will go into Cancer. Like, there's a lot shifting next year. Pluto will be like firm in Aquarius finally. There's a lot going on next year, and it's a Mars year. It's a Mars year next year. And the Mars ruled sign will have Neptune and Saturn in it. It's giving spiritual warfare. I don't know. Saturn Aries transit looks bad in both mine and my dad's chart. Oh, well. Your South Node's in Pisces. Oh, it'll be good then. It'll be a nodal opposition. Nodal opposition is a beautiful time of really aligning with your destiny and not getting caught up in the old. That's when things really start to change for the better. Depending on which nodal opposition you're in. For me, I had mine at 27 most recently, and I mean, it was there were hard parts of it for sure, but looking back, I'm so glad it happened. Everything happened the way it did, because it got me to where I am now. But yeah, anyways, 2019, we also had Oh my God, this is crazy. Yeah, those are like the major things. And then that like ramped us up for, I mean, we had Jupiter in Sagittarius as well. We had Chiron just move into Aries. We had Uranus like just move into Taurus in 2018. I think both Chiron and, oh my God, we also have Chiron moving into Taurus sometime in the next year or two. There's a lot about to change signs like all within a year or two period. It's kind of crazy. No, my Saturn returns. Your Saturn return starts at 29. And your nodal opposition happens at 27. For the in general. So the nodal opposition is like a ramp up to the Saturn return. It's like, okay, here's an opportunity to align with your destiny before Saturn like really hands you a new one. To make you align with your destiny, because that's what Saturn return is. It's just forcing you, if you haven't beforehand, align with your path, with your, the path of your destiny. I wouldn't say you become more of your moon sign after your Saturn return. No, I honestly feel like I was more my moon sign like in my 20s, because I was just like traveling, adventuring, living out of suitcases, like what is that word? Oh my God, I can't think of that word. But I was just like a transient person in my 20s, and I feel like that was very moon and Sag of me. And then, well, also you have your progressed lunar cycle come to a close at 27, so honestly, I feel like after your Saturn return, you're more aligned with the sign that's one sign or two signs after your moon, because your progressed moon is in that sign, one of those signs. Like my progressed moon has been in Capricorn since, I think, 2022 is when it first moved into Capricorn. And after that, I was like, hell no, I'm not traveling around. I'm not living out of a suitcase. I already lived that life. I need a home now. I need like structure, systems. Nomadic, yes, but there's a thank you guys. There's a word that starts with a V that I was trying to think of that I couldn't. Vagabond. I lived a vagabond life. And nomadic. It was all of that, all at once, all the time. Saturn is frozen solid. What do you mean? Like in space? Something else that happened. 27 is a crazy age. I have like a whole class in my membership on the Pluto sextile, the nodal return, and like my experience of what age 27 was for me, because it was just like everything all at once. Chaos, change, growth, healing, so much turmoil in my life, like not having a home, living out of cars, like I was homeless and broke most of my 27th year. But that is when I started to build the current business I have now, teaching astrology and human design. It's when I started my podcast. It's when I started posting on TikTok, which those videos are still up if you want to go find them, because they're hilarious. I was not good at making TikToks back then. What else started then? That's when I started, that's when I released my ebook. That's when I started creating courses. I literally created a whole new like financial security for myself from that time, because I was faced with such financial instability that I was sick of it. And I was like, I am creating a solution for myself. And that is what has like, that's what I've built over the last 3 years from that time. Loki have the opportunity to live the vagabond life, still deciding if I should do it. I feel like everyone should, for sure, because it teaches you so much about yourself, and so much healing and growth comes from living a vagabond life, like a nomadic lifestyle. So much growth and healing happens in such a short period of time, because we literally store our energy in our things. And if you are living out of a suitcase and you are very careful of like what you have in your possession, you're also like that with your actual energy. And you just can't avoid anything that you have been avoiding doing the workaround or healing. So like it's all compounded. It all happens like in that time where you're nomadic, because you like have to face the things that you haven't before. So I think everyone should. I think it's such a beautiful time to get to know yourself and to experience what you want out of life. Half Sag placements enters the chat. I'm not doing chart readings right now, but if you want to get a reading of your human design chart from me, you can get a written interpretation for $25 from my website. It's linked in my shop, or you can go to astrologyhumandesign.com, get your human design chart, look for the $25 report. It will tell you all about it. It was written personally by me. So that's kind of the only like reading I offer at the moment. Madsy says, love being a traveler, worth it 100%. Yeah, it really is. I found it exhausting after like a couple years of doing it. But that's just me. I wouldn't trade that time for anything, because it really taught me a lot about myself. Oh, you got engaged at 27. That's exciting. Makes me wonder if you have like 7th house placements. This is exactly why I get the heebie-jeebies when I go to antique stores. Wait, why? Oh, because things hold... Oh, yes. Yeah. They really do. I mean, you can clear the energy. Like, if you really want something and you take it home, you can clear the energy of it. But it then will hold your energy, or what energy you want it to hold. But yeah, I agree. Old stuff is creepy. Yeah, you're welcome, Bruja. La Bruja. I've been, oh my God, y'all. I took like 8 or 9 years of Spanish in school. And since I've been learning French, I literally, like, none of the Spanish it's gone. It's like deep buried under all the French I've been learning. And it's the weirdest thing to experience. I wonder what it's like for people who are fluent in like multiple languages, if they just like switch to a different part of their brain or something to speak that language. I don't know. It's so cool to me. I love our brains. Our brains are so cool. This was why I was going to be a neuroscience major before I dropped out of school. Halfway through. With tons of student loan debt. Take that, loan providers. Take that. Dropped out. Started a business. Sag, Sun, Pisces, Moon. Whoop, whoop. Gemini rising. Ooh, Sun in the 7th house. I just met someone today who has Sun and Sag in the 7th house. I bet if you travel to a Spanish-speaking country for a week, yeah, probably. Probably, because we are subject to our environment. It's all about, what is that thing, biology, nurture versus nature? Nature plays a huge role in our expression. And this is why I've been obsessed lately with the human design variables, and why I created the human design variables bundle. Because your environment is a part of that. So is your determination, your motivation, trajectory, sense, perspective, view. All of that comes from your variables in human design. But specifically related to this topic is environment. And I realized, y'all, I'm not in the right environment for me. And it's been wreaking havoc on my life. Spain. Yeah. I've been really called there because I'm in direct determination in human design. And it is really, where I live right now, it's really tough to live it because things close super early, and like I can't get good food after like 10 p.m., which is when I start to get hungry, is like usually at night, especially the days being so goddamn long lately. Nature versus nurture, psychology. I majored in biology, psychology, and neuroscience, so I get them all confused. Anyways, and it's been a while since I was in college. Yeah, I've been thinking about Spain because I hear things are open really late there, and that is really beneficial to my indirect determination. in human design. Yep, I'm a 3. Yes, girl, I majored in psychology. It's so interesting. Nice. Yeah, it is. The rabbit hole never ends. And this is why I am in astrology and human design now. I'm a 3/5 Manny Gen doing sacral shadow work. Oh, what does that entail? You're going to Spain in July, Emily? Oh my god! Is it like pretty temperate there? Does it not get super hot in the summers? God, I'm so excited to be over there. I don't know anything about Europe. I don't like it. I want to know. I want to know. I want to experience. My Venus in the 9th house needs it. In Spain, I remember the shops tend to close early, but bars and restaurants open late. Okay, that's what I'm looking for, because I really don't start eating until like now. It's like 11:30 right now. And this is typically when I start to get hungry, and like eat is like now, sometimes a little earlier, sometimes like 9 or 10, but depends on the season. It definitely changes with the season. If you're direct or indirect determination, your eating habits will change with the season, especially if you have a right facing arrow. Now we're getting into like the weeds of determination and that variable, but yeah. Spain is the perfect place to move to. It's beautiful and the food is amazing. Oh my god, I want to go. I'm going to be over there for a month. I've planned to be mostly in France, but I might hop over to Spain for a little bit. I don't want to be one of those American tourists that's like trying to fit it all in in like a few weeks. So maybe I'll extend my trip. It's your 3rd time going. Yay! It's hot, but the beach. Yeah. I mean, I lived in Hawaii, so I get that. Oh, it's going to be hot as hell. Okay. Yeah, that was like living in Hawaii. No, I love 12th house suns. I know a lot of 12th house suns. There's a lot of people in my membership. I just learned on our live Q&A earlier that a lot of them have 12th house suns. And I was like, oh my god. I really attract 12th house suns a lot, it seems. I love y'all. Y'all are great. Y'all are like uber spiritual and the world needs it. The world needs you. They take a nap at 3 p.m. and open again. People there have dinner very late. That's what I've heard. And I want to go because I usually sleep in till like 11 or noon. And then it's just frustrating being where I am because everything closes like 6. 4 to 6 things close. And I'm like, what the fuck do people do around here? I eat late too. In Spain, they eat at like 9 p.m. That's perfect. Yes, I love that. Maybe I've been learning the wrong language. I don't know. I do really want to be fluent in French just to be fluent in French. But I could pick up Spanish really easily. Spanish is pretty easy. Everyone is breaking up? Probably because the South Node is squaring Venus right now. Madrid is better than Barcelona. Honestly, I know people that love Barcelona, have gone to Barcelona a lot, and like I don't understand the hype because I think if you want to party, it's where you should go, but like I mean, I've never been to Spain, so I don't know. What am I saying? But to me, just not having been there, like feeling into the energy of it, Barcelona feels kind of sketch. It feels like it's good for partying, but I've seen a lot of sketchy stuff about it. Like, it just feels kind of sketchy. I've heard it's beautiful, yeah. Okay, maybe I'll go to Madrid. Oh my god, okay. Where are the variables extracted? They come from, I'll show you. They are the arrows that are like on either side of your head when you pull up your chart. And a lot of human design chart website calculators won't show you the variables, but my website does. And then it will tell you all about them in a custom report if you get one. But let me show you guys. Because the variables are so freaking cool. And when I learned about them, it's kind of like I honestly feel like it just kickstarts you into alignment. Like it helps you to decondition. It helps you to like tune in more to your authority. And honestly, my authority, like when I first, okay, backtrack, full story. When I first learned about my human design, I was like, I'm supposed to make decisions from my gut. I don't understand. I didn't have a deep connection with my gut. I didn't have like that feeling very strongly in my body of things that I do now. Like now, if something's a no for me, the way I can't even like, it's a no. Like I can't even fake it anymore. But until I like started aligning with my variables, I could fake it. Like I could go into those conditioned behaviors of the people pleasing or the saying yes when I really felt no. I cannot do that anymore. When I tell y'all I cannot do that after 3 years of living my variables, I cannot ignore my authority anymore. It is so loud. It is so strong. Like that's the beauty of the variables. So this isn't my actual chart. I just plugged in random days. And like I just plugged in a random ass birth time, but the variables are these arrows. So they each mean something different, and that's what my variables bundle goes into. It's actually, I think, one of the first links in my shop. I just released it. There's a class that's like 2 hours on determination. There's a class on environment that's about 90 minutes, I think. I think most of the classes are about 90 minutes. They go pretty deep. And then there's a class on cognition, which is related to environment and related to determination. Basically, the bundle walks you through freaking everything in the variables, and you get my variables ebook, which is like a quick go-to guide for the variables and understanding them. But there are 4 steps, so they're kind of meant to be followed in an order. And step 1 is determination, and that's what I'm saying is when I started living my determination, which is indirect. Like I'm meant to be a night owl. I'm meant to be someone who eats mostly at night. I'm meant to like do things mostly at night. That's what inspired this live right now. I was like, you know what? I usually do lives during the day because the lighting is better, but I have a ring light. Why not just go live at night and see how it works? So this is me experimenting with more and more things, living my determination, but it really at first is meant to be applied to food. Like when and how you're meant to eat. And then that is such a thing that will kickstart you, like I said, into alignment. You love Madrid. Oh my God. Okay. I'm so excited. All your arrows point to the left. Oh, wow. Yeah. So they each mean something different. And like my ebook and the variables bundle walks you through what all of that means. That's also where if you've ever heard of like specific versus non-specific manifestation, that comes from your variables too. It comes from your perspective variable, and it depends on which way it's facing for which one you are. And like I said, the ebook goes into all of that, and so does the classes in the bundle I just put together. You can also buy the classes each in my shop if you scroll all the way down, but you do get more bang for your buck buying them in a bundle, buying them in the bundle. And then I'll be doing a live Q&A on the variables middle of July, just for those of you that are in the bundle. But yeah, I think everyone is breaking up because you're eating at one. Wait, Emily, are you in direct determination? The variables are a calculation that come from the different placements in your chart. So each variable comes from a different place in your chart. And like I said, I walk you through this in the ebook and in the bundle. The ebook is like a guide. It's all like written. It's all there for you. And inside the bundle are classes with visuals that go much, much, much deeper than the ebook does. And in every class I teach and everything I do, I make it fun. So there is the fun aspect to it. But yeah, so depending on what variable you're talking about, it comes from a different place in your chart. So like the determination variable comes from your unconscious sun and earth placement. The environment variable comes from like your unconscious north and south node. So that's where they come from. I forget what they look like, but I know I looked into it for manifesting. I'm non-specific. Okay. Yeah, same here. Oh, supposed to eat cold food. Okay. Cold is actually related to indirect determination, so that makes sense. You're supposed to eat alone or without disturbance. Yeah, I had a friend that had that one, and her family hated it because she was like, I have to like eat alone, and like I'll cook dinner for y'all, but I can't eat with y'all. But it worked for her. I guess her family just got used to it after a certain point. The energy in Madrid is beautiful. Okay, I'll go. Y'all, maybe I'll just move to France. I don't know. Or extend my Europe trip and live out of a suitcase. I'm really on the fence. Oh my God, you just went through a gnarly breakup too? Holy shit. Love me some cheese and crackers. Nice. It's really good. Okay, the breakup thing. Y'all, I haven't had a relationship since 2019, but dating has been so frustrating. I just had someone that like seemed like a good prospect. Oh my God, just basically be like, go against everything that they told me when we were on our dates. And I just can't. But I think it's because, like I said, Venus right now is squaring the South Node, which means it's squaring the North Node also. So there's a T-square between the North and South Node and Venus. So I think that's why there's like this release of relationships that aren't fully aligned, so that there's space for new ones to come in. And it happened, it was exact on Tuesday. Damn, a lot of y'all went through breakups. Holy shit. He was living a double life? That's wild. The guy, I was just like, we only went on 2 dates, but he was like consistent, all the green flags. Talking to me every day, at least checking in. Like, we didn't talk a lot over text, but like checking in at least once a day. And then like planning dates, planning things in advance, and saying he wanted a long-term relationship. But then on the actual dates, he was like being overly aggressive, like physically, not like fighting, but like sexually aggressive, like kissing me a lot. And I'm just like, dude, let's slow this down. Like, I just met you, I don't know you. And then I think that like deterred him away, but like literally the whole date he was like saying like, oh, I'm sorry, I'll take a step back, I want to pursue a long-term relationship with you. But then I was like, I don't want just to hook up. But then he was acting like he just wanted to hook up, and then I think it finally set in that I'm not gonna just hook up. And he had to be honest with himself about what he was looking for, because he wasn't. Are y'all getting what I'm saying? So annoying. Yeah, I feel you. I feel you. Sag men should just marry Taurus men. Venus in the 9th is giving foreign zaddy vibes anyway. So yeah, go to Madrid. Oh yeah, but my South Node's in the 8th house. I meant to be my own zaddy. It would be nice to also have one though. Mine's been really hard. I'm ready to walk. Wait, what is that in reference to? I'm confused now. I posted a story time about it. It was so insane. Like, who the fuck did I marry insane? Oh my God. No, that's wild. My Sag moon loves a Sag man, but they don't love loyalty, and I need that. Yeah, I feel that. Oh, your relationship. Oh, yeah. I don't know, y'all. I feel like there's so much confusion around relationships, and I'm just so over it. I don't even know. Oh my God, y'all are Sag moons too? No, seriously, I forgot about Risa Tisa. That story was insane. That story was insane. I watched the whole thing. If y'all have been following me for a while, then you know my house flooded. 2 days before my Saturn return, the house that I just moved into, this one, it flooded. Like a week after I moved into it, and I couldn't be here for 10 days while they were repairing everything. And luckily I rent, so I didn't have to pay for any of that. And I had renter's insurance. Anyways, get renter's insurance. I watched the whole Risa Tisa thing while I was like I couldn't be in my house. And I think I watched it all like in a night or I had like five videos left. Like I might have watched it all in a night. I don't remember exactly, but that shit was crazy. I am in my Saturn return. It peaked on March 1st. Yeah, welcome to adulthood. Glad you have renter's insurance. Oh my god, you gotta call your landlord at 7 in the morning because your whole kitchen's flooded. And you need more towels because, having the 2 towels, being a minimalist doesn't help right now. When there's all this water on the ground, it doesn't help to be a minimalist with 2 towels. Yeah. My Sag moon loves a Sag moon, but the Sag moon men I have met don't love them. Don't love them. One of them... Oh my god. One of them, we were like developing a friendship for like 6 months, and he was taking a break from dating because like to heal himself, and I was like, oh my god, green flag, this is great. And so we were developing a friendship for like 6 months, and I thought he was like into me this whole time and just like, didn't want to date because he was working on himself. Turns out he was not into me. And then turns out he wants to go on a like year-long bike trip around Asia. So I love men Sag moons until they want to do some shit like that. My Sag rising fell in love with the Sag moon man. Oh no. And then who else was a Sag moon that I met? No, actually I think he turned out to be another sign because I got his something wrong or something. Never mind. I think that's the only Sag moon man I've met. I've met a lot. No, I have met other Sag moons, but they were just like not dating material, or they were like gay. But I do love them. Like as friends, they're great friends. Romantic partners, I don't know about a man with the Sag moon. If he doesn't have like other grounding placements, like fixed sign energy. Hey, we got lots of Sag moons. I love it. I feel like my what grounds my Sag moon? I feel like my Scorpio North Node and Jupiter grounds my Sag moon because Jupiter is the ruler of Sag and also brings in that loyalty aspect. And I feel like my Sun and Mercury and Taurus really ground my Sag moon. If I didn't have the Taurus placements, and I have Neptune and Uranus and Capricorn too. So there's more Earth placements. I honestly feel like I would be much more wild if I didn't have the Taurus. My bestie has the same Sag moon degree. Oh my god, that's amazing. I honestly feel like an instant connection with people I meet that are Sag moons. I'm like, oh, we get it. We get each other. Like, no matter what their other placements are, like, we get it. Like, I just feel like y'all get me and I get y'all on a level that, like, most people don't. Dated Taurus stellium. He had Venus and Gemini. I had to release him to the streets. Ooh. Have y'all ever met a Cancer with Venus and Gemini? Because that's a fun one. They'll act like they want to be in a relationship with you, but they're really just fuckboys. We're here to laugh at the trauma. No, for real. Oh my god, for real. My sense of humor has got me through the worst shit you could ever imagine going through. Literally, y'all, I was talking about in my stories on Instagram once how my Sag moon is like such a blind optimist, and then Instagram showed me one of my lives I did like 2 days after I had been homeless. I had literally been homeless. Did not have anywhere to stay. And 2 days later, after I found somewhere to stay, 2 days later, and I'm in my new place, I made a video. I went live on Instagram and talked about how the universe always provides you with what you need and it all works out. I'm just like, girl, you were homeless. The Sag moon, though, it's always the optimist. You have a Venus and Gemini. Me too. A Gemini Venus. Me too. Yeah. Me too. It's my chart ruler. I know, right? I thought he was pretty grounded with a Taurus stellium. Pero no. Wait, Eros and Emily, y'all are both Gemini Venuses with that's me too. I swiped with hearing me and ex Venus signs. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, we're triplets. Oh my gosh. Wait, where's y'all sun sign? It's got to be in Taurus or Gemini or Cancer. Gemini sun, okay. No wonder I love your content. Yep. Aries. Oh, interesting. Cancer rising. Oh my god, that's so fun. So I'm a Libra rising, Taurus sun, and I have an Aries Mars. Libra rising, Taurus sun, Taurus Mercury, Sag moon, Aries Mars. That's me. Venus and Gemini. Leo rising. Oh my god. I love it. Basically all gas and brakes are broken. I feel that. I feel that with my Aries Mars. I feel that especially when I'm driving around places. Oh my god. That's been like a huge lesson for me lately, is like when I'm driving, like not getting so mad at people doing stupid shit. But I'm even getting mad right now, so obviously I still gotta work on it. I find myself more emotionally invested in friendships than romantic. Yeah, I feel that. I feel that, especially lately. Eros, that's wild though, because I literally met a Cancer rising today that has a Sag moon also. Grand Fire Trine with 6 Aries placements. Damn! 11th house stellium. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Libra rising, Taurus sun, all the Venus attractions and attributes come to you. Yes. Yeah. I like beauty. I like nice things. Hence my plants and my furnishings and artwork. Yeah. I feel like too, though, it's been a huge lesson of like people taking advantage of that energy or wanting to take advantage of that energy. Yay, we have another Gemini Venus person. Scorpio sun, Merc, Venus, nice. And rising and Pluto, damn. I meet a lot of Scorpio stelliums. I feel like that must be a common one too. Well, because Pluto was in Scorpio. Four six generator, hey! I love 4-6 profiles. Y'all balance me out, because 4-6s are like extroverted for the most part, and I am super, super introverted. So 4-6s help me to like extrovert a little bit more. Gemini sun, Scorpio moon, and rising. Oh, well. Oh my god, I can imagine, yeah. And we have Mars and Taurus right now, so it's like opposite your stuff probably. Yes, let's start a Gemini Venus. Dude, I told someone who knows me really well and is also a Taurus that I have Venus and Gemini, and they're like, oh, you must be fun in relationships. I'm just like, why you gotta say it like that? I'm the most loyal person. I've been a serial monogamist my whole life, sir. You need to calm down with that Gemini Venus slander. Libra rising, I'm really struggling. Is there a reason? What should I be focusing on? Releasing an old version of yourself, because that's like the main theme for Libra risings right now. I'm fun but intense. I resonate with that. Can you guys date Geminis? Because I kind of hate and love them equally. No. No, I can't. I've only dated one, and well, he had Mercury retrograde in Gemini, so I feel like that really like created a lot of the issues that we faced. Like, he just could not communicate. He just couldn't communicate, and he like expected me to know things without communicating them. That was really annoying. He also had a Taurus moon, so I feel like Taurus moons are really, really, really stubborn, especially in men. It was not a good combo. Your partner has a Gemini moon and rising, and you're having twins? That is the coolest thing I've ever heard. How will Jupiter affect Gemini Venus? It depends on the degrees. For the timing of like when it will affect you. I feel like, what has it done for me? Because my Venus is at 3 degrees Gemini, and my moon in Sag is at 21 degrees. Same as Trump. I have the same exact moon placement as Trump. So Jupiter's already moved over my Venus. And I mean, it's just been a lot of meeting people. It's been a lot of magnetism as well. There's been a lot of magnetism for me. Like, I'm noticing I've been dressing better too. So that might be a part of it. I've been dressing better. I'm putting more effort into my appearance. It's also my chart ruler. So, and my Venus squares my Chiron in Virgo. Like, almost exactly. My Venus is at 3 degrees Gemini. My Chiron's at 2 degrees Virgo. So they square each other almost exactly. So it's been a lot of healing as well around my mindset in terms of relationships, my mindset around my self-worth, my mindset around my money, finances, all things Venus. It's just kind of blown up all that need to heal, that stuff that I like residually hadn't healed yet. What else I've definitely been like meeting a lot of like people to date, but nothing's come from it. I've just dates that haven't worked out, people that I've just I don't even know. What else? I've been making new friends, making travel plans because it's in my 9th house. So yeah, that's how it's been showing up for me. We got another Sag moon in the 1st house. Y'all really wear y'all's sleeves. I'm getting tired. Really wear y'all's emotions on y'all's sleeves is what I've noticed. Your dresses girl and the heatless curls. Thank you. Yeah. I've taken a break from it because the heatless curls I've taken a break from because I got these like actual satin curls and they're worse for my hair. So now I'm in this whole new journey of learning how to enhance my natural waves and curls. But yeah, that's how it's been for me. I mean, also the South Node is on my rising, so there's changes happening in my appearance and like how I'm dressing, how I'm presenting myself. So that's going on for me too, as well as Jupiter being on my Venus. My bestie and I call it our Trump moons. I love that. Oh, yours at 22 degrees. Yep, so you get it. Oh, your moon's at 4 or 5. Okay. Any Gemini Venus dated a Sag Venus? feel like it sounds like a fun hang. I don't think I have. The people I've dated, for the most part, have either been Virgos, Libra. I've noticed a pattern. I've dated all kinds of sun signs. Dated Aries. I've dated one Sag, but that was like way before I even knew about astrology, so I don't know what was going on in their chart. They might have had Venus and Sag opposite my moon. Or, opposite my Venus. I don't know. That would make sense. But I don't know. I don't know their birth stuff. Because we do not talk anymore. What was I going to say? I was going to say something and I forgot. My bestie who's a Sag has a Sag Venus, and we can just talk forever. Oh. I have made a lot of friends with Gemini moons, and their moon is like opposite my moon, and I feel like those are just really, really, really great conversations. Like, we just hit it off. Always. My deep loves are Leos. I just found out so I go to this restaurant a lot, and I sit at the bar. And I get the same bartender for the most part, and I just found out he's a Leo, and I was like, that makes a lot of sense. I always end up dating Cancer placements. My 12th house is Cancer. That is crazy because that's my story with Virgos. They've literally all been hidden enemies for sure. Oh, I've also dated Pisces, which is my 6th house, and they were kind of hidden enemies. How does one facilitate releasing old versions of yourself? Just being aware. There's like a bug on the ground. I don't know what that is. Being aware of what you want to release about yourself, what behaviors, what patterns, what habits you want to release. And whenever they like come up, like doing the opposite. That's healing. Healing 101. Do the opposite of what you used to do. And then you're healed. That's healing 101. At least you're not having to date Aussie men. What's wrong with Aussie men? I feel like, okay, well, Harry Jowsey is an Australian man, so does that describe it? One of my exes, though, is Australian, and he was okay until he wasn't. He was also a Libra and a huge gaslighter. I am a Libra rising. Virgo rules my 12th house, and I have Chiron in Virgo. I don't believe in any rules when it comes to compatibility. I believe that, you can get along with anyone if you understand how they work and you're not trying to change them. Libra men can sit with Sag men and Taurus men, yeah. But then it's like, what men, because then we got to throw out water sign men. They all have their downfalls. They all have their, not great. I agree with the Taurus men, because Taurus men are just kind of weird. I don't like Libra men either. I don't know. Why do we choose then? What do we choose? I have such a spot. Oh my God, no fucking way. I also, that's what I was going to say. Thank you, Emily, for bringing that up. Because I literally one time went through everyone I've dated who I have their birth information and I can look up their chart, and I calculated, because I noticed a pattern. Because Cancer rules my 10th house and Capricorn rules my 4th house, the angular houses are really, really important. And so I've attracted a lot of people who are Cancer moons or Capricorn moons. 50%, literally 50% of the people I've dated or been in a relationship with have been either a Cancer moon or a Capricorn moon. 50% Capricorn moon, 50% Cancer moon. It is literally insane to me, the statistics. Those are people I've seriously dated. And then people I've kind of dated casually are Taurus moons, Gemini moons. I love Gemini moons. Like, I just feel like we can talk. We can talk about things, and it never gets boring. But I love Cancer moons. I agree with that. Cancer moons are one of my favorite. Oh, and your moon is in your 4th house. Yeah. I want an Aquarius Cap combo. Give me the air and the earth. Yeah. Honestly, okay, yeah, you're right. You're onto something with that. Cause like I was seeing this guy last year and I thought we were just friends. And it's so funny because this got brought up in my membership live Q&A I did earlier in the day. Like, yeah, I guess yesterday. Now it's midnight. And someone was asking about Capricorn Venuses. And I was thinking about, this guy I was seeing last summer, we were like developing a friendship and we were into the same books and like we could just have really great conversations. And he was an Aquarius with Capricorn Venus. But the thing is, it took him a long time to like express that he had feelings for me because I had no idea. I was like, I thought we were just hanging out getting coffee. We would just run into each other at the coffee shop we frequent. And then we would talk for hours. So I just thought we were friends. And then he asked me out to get lunch or dinner or something. And we go out to get food. And then afterwards, that should have been the sign. But I went over my head because I was like, we're just friends. And he's moving to Germany in August. It went over my head. I was like, we're just friends. But he asked me out to dinner. And then afterwards, he tried to kiss me. And I was like, wait, you're into me? And I really feel like that's like Capricorn Venuses. They can be really slow to express their feelings, but I honestly love that combination. And he was a Cancer moon. He was an Aquarius sun, Capricorn Venus. I think he was a Sag rising, which I love Sag rising males. I love Sag rising in general because I'm a Sag moon. I feel like we vibe. But so he's Sag rising, Aquarius sun, Capricorn Venus, and moon and Cancer. And that was like, honestly, yeah, that was like the best. Your no way, your Cap Venus was also a Cancer moon? Oh my god. Did we see the same person? That is so cool. So maybe we're onto something with Sag moons who have a Gemini Venus. They need Capricorn Venuses and they need Cancer moons. I feel like Aquarius suns get a bad rap for males specifically, but I really like them. And I feel like Aquariuses are really loyal once they're like, in general, I feel like they're loyal, but especially when they're into someone, they're super loyal. He had Moon rising and Lilith exactly conjunct. Oh no. Okay. Yeah. Well, we'll have to report back when we find the man, find a new man who. Not Libras, cheaters. I dated a Libra, and I was like, why aren't we official? And he was like, because that's not what you want right now. They're such like, Libra men are such like, they'll literally say things to you. And maybe this was because he had Scorpio placements and he was also a Cancer moon. So it's like the ability to read into emotions and then manipulate based off of them. But he would literally like say things to me as if it was what I wanted, but it was what he wanted. But yet he was trying to convince me that it was what I wanted, but it was really just what he wanted. Like it was all to his benefit. Like he tried me to rent. He has like a rental property, and he tried me to rent a room. He tried to get me to rent a room in the house that he owns because it would benefit him because he couldn't find another tenant, and he knew I needed a place. But I didn't want to live in his house. Like, I don't want anything to do with you. But he was like, oh, you should rent a room for me. Because it benefits you? No. No, thank you. My sister's ex is a Libra and he's a narcissist, yeah. I have yet to meet a Libra man who was not like that. Heavy into projecting, I find, with unhealed Libra men. Yeah. And then they won't even acknowledge that it's them at all. They'll just be like, what's your problem? Like, I can't. Like, it's not me here. It's not me. Yo, I just saw a bug crawling around, and now I feel like there's, like, bugs crawling on me. I can't. Wow, that was the love of your life for 8 years. Oh, my God. Damn. Had a lot of luck with Aries men in the past. They are slow to communicate. Especially if they have a Taurus Mercury or a Pisces Mercury. But honestly, Pisces Mercury, yeah, they probably won't ever communicate because they expect you to understand it telepathically. Oh man, I love how this just turned into like, let's rag on the shadow sides of these placements in men that are unhealed. You followed me on Twitter forever. I thought I already followed you here. Oh my God. Bye, Emily. Thanks for joining. That was fun. Pisces men are always looking for adventure. Yeah. Literally, I'm not a mind reader. Okay, I'll tell you guys my experience with the Pisces Mercury as of recent. Well, there's two. One, if you were on here when I was talking about the guy that was saying he wanted a long-term relationship and then acting like he wanted a hookup, and I was like, I'm not going to hook up with you. And then I don't know you. Like, this is date number 2. I don't know you. Why would I hook up with you? If you saying you want a long-term relationship, no, that's not what this is about. This is about getting to know each other and like talking to each other. But he didn't want that, even though he said he did. And then when that sat in, that I wasn't going to hook up with him, and I actually wanted to get to know him, because that's, what it takes to understand if you want a long-term relationship with somebody, he was gone. He was gone. Couldn't communicate. I had to be like, hey, are we hanging out on Wednesday like we said we were going to? Oh, no, sorry, I'm so busy. Okay. Okay, bye. Deleting your number. So that's one Pisces Mercury. The other one was also a Pisces Sun. And this man, we were just hanging out as friends, but I thought he was into me because he was like flirting. And then he just disappears. He just disappears. And so I was like, oh, well, I guess I'm not going to hear from him. Like, delete the number. Y'all, he knocked on my door a month later. He knocked on my fucking door a month later. Just shows up out of nowhere. And then I was sleeping. I didn't hear it. I didn't answer the door because I was asleep. Because he didn't tell me he was coming over. He didn't tell me he was going to knock on my door. He literally just thought he could like astral project or communicate telepathically. I don't know. So then he texts me the next day, like 36 hours later. I had no idea the whole time he had shown up at my house. He texts me 36 hours later and is like, he just sends a picture of my door. And I was like, who is this? And he was like, oh, this is so-and-so. Like, I came by yesterday. I was like, what? I hadn't heard from you from a month? What do you mean you just showed up at my house? Oh, that's Pisces Mercury. They just, I can't figure him out. I can't figure him out. And it's probably my Taurus Mercury because I'm like logical, practical. What makes sense? We should do what makes sense, like send me a simple text message to communicate. That's how I communicate. If I'm going to show up at your house, I'm going to be like, hey, I'm coming by today. Not a Pisces Mercury. One thing's for sure, I rebuke Mars conjunct Pluto relationships. Ooh, yeah, no. Who, not the door? Yeah, like, literally just sent a picture of him and his dog in front of, there's like a screen door in front of my actual like door, and like it was reflective, it's a clear screen door. Just a picture of him and his dog at my door. Like, what the fuck? Didn't even say, anything else, just a picture. I'm like, I mean, I knew who it was, but to like kind of fuck with him, I was like, who is this? Oh man. Dude was so into me, stood me up, ghosted, and then a month later. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. That's like this dude, the first dude I told you about. That is like saying he wants a long-term relationship, but acting like he wants a hookup. I'm sure he's going to text me in a month when he's less busy. But I'm going to delete his number, so I don't know who it is. I'm not going to know who it is. Yeah, Pisces men don't want to commit. Yeah. If he lies casually, he's not yet a man. Yes. They'll just be gone. Like, with no word. No, they're just gone. And it's like, where did you go? Let the dog in, but not him. And then he tried to say, when I was like, oh, I'm surprised you would come by. Like, I haven't heard from you in a month. That was my response to him after he told me who he was. Because I deleted his number. He was like, oh, I was like, I'm surprised I haven't heard from you in a month. Like, I'm surprised you would stop by. And he's like, oh, well, to be honest, it was my dog's idea. Bitch, shut up. Shut up. They quick to swim away. Yes! Oh my God. They will literally swim through a fucking hurricane instead of communicating to you. What's going on? Christian Walker would never let us open that door. I'm so glad I was sleeping. I don't know what I would have done. Like, I literally grieved his ass because I hadn't heard from him. Like, what happened is I stopped initiating texting him and I stopped initiating plans and then I just didn't hear from him. Surprise, surprise. And so I was like, okay, well, that sucks. I'm going to grieve this. And then a month later, I don't know what I would have done if I was like awake. I really don't. I probably just would have been like, what the fuck? I don't know. I'm glad I wasn't though, because then, yeah. Yeah, Taurus placement, my Taurus placements I need practical. I need like, this makes sense. I need like simple, practical communication. Doesn't have to be much, but it's gotta be something. I have a female stalker that drives by my place. Oh my God, I would move. I would move. That's my Sag moon. What was it? What was it, Risa Tisa? We were talking about Risa Tisa earlier, and she was saying that she, like, is the person to get a new number. Like, if anything happens, she's like, oh, new number. That's what that reminds me of. Baby reindeer? What is baby reindeer? Did I miss something? I feel like Libra and Capricorn would be the simple... Oh, the Netflix show! I need to catch up on my Netflix shows. Block them, yeah. Yeah, I have really learned, especially that Mercury retrograde in Aries that I was talking about earlier in the live. Like, I really learned through that whole retrograde that I just need to fucking block people. Because there was this other guy. When I told him I didn't want to hook up with him, because that's like what he thought I wanted to do, even though I said that I didn't. I don't know what's wrong with these men, but like, you know, when I tell you something, that's what I mean. I don't want you to convince me otherwise. Anyways. And then I was like, oh, I might have like a business opportunity for you. You know, I just got this idea. Would you be open to like hearing about it? And he was like, yeah, sure. And then but then he was like, I don't do friends. And I was like, okay, well, we kind of need to be friends for this business opportunity. And then he was like, oh, well, like talking me up like he wanted to live with me. And then he was like, I was just like, what the fuck is wrong? So I blocked his ass. North Node and 4th house. You're supposed to have a home and a family. Personally, I don't block anyone. I keep everyone's name and number. Yeah, it definitely depends on the situation. But if I block someone, it's because I don't want to ever hear from them again, and I don't want them to have the opportunity to contact me without my consent. I've been deleting numbers like crazy, but I don't block them, because then it's really funny when they come back, and then it's like I'd like to fuck with them, like, who is this? And then I once got into a phase when I wasn't even saving numbers, or I would name them something in my phone that was like not their name. It would just be like this one guy I met on an app, he was a Taurus, and so I just named him Taurus Dude in my phone, and it like it helped me like detach. I feel like love is in the air. Yeah. Somewhere. In the air soon that I will breathe somewhere. Somewhere, something. Sometime, somewhere. Yeah, I love a good blocking moment. It does feel very empowering to block people. In the air somewhere. Somewhere. I just saw a video the other day that was saying there's like a Chinese superstition. The creator that made it was, I think, Chinese, and she asked her grandma, she was saying she asked her grandma about it, and her grandma was like, that's not a superstition, that's common sense. And this superstition is you keep your sink clean, like you clean your kitchen every night and you leave it clean. And she asked her grandma, the creator asked her grandma, because her grandma has like a wealthy husband. And her grandma was like, that's not a superstition, that's common sense. That if you want a rich husband, you keep your kitchen clean. Like every night, you go to bed with your kitchen clean. And I was like, okay, must just be a few days then, because my kitchen is always clean. I answer, are you in danger? Is this an emergency? Oh. Well, if it's an emergency, they can call 911. Why the fuck they texting me? How you doing? Starts doing dishes daily. That's what I'm saying, you know. I'll let y'all know. I'll keep y'all updated. But my kitchen is always clean. So it must just be a matter of time. Cleaning my sink, but still no rich hubby. It must just be a matter of time. I literally, in the comments of that video, I was like, my husband must just be a couple days away then. Because my Venus is in Gemini in the 9th house. I literally think I'm just going to meet them when I go to France. Because I've met a lot of people on airplanes. That's honestly where the inspiration, if y'all saw my Venus, your Venus sign and what house it's in tells you about how you will meet your partner. Like I've met so many people on airplanes, which is very 9th house energy, or like just traveling in general. But it could also be like short distance trips, because the 9th house rules like anything that's outside of your town. The 3rd house is like your town, your area, where you go to run errands, like your neighborhood, anything out of that, 9th house terrain. So we'll see. I'll let y'all know. I'm gonna let y'all know. I'm gonna keep y'all updated. Happy birthday! Yeah, I've also heard that your husband is your Jupiter sign. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I feel like it's both. Can be both. My Venus is in the 10th house, so Jupiter and Taurus. Oh, yeah. Tenth house is also your reputation. Oh my gosh. Is also your reputation. So it could be like someone talking you up kind of thing. My hair's doing some crazy shit. Sag, Sun, Gemini rising, and Moon. You're born on a full moon. Full moon, baby, in the house. Full moon, baby, in the house. Okay, it is my time to get off of here. I'm starting to feel my energy wane, and I'm hungry, so I appreciate y'all. Yeah. I will see you next time. Much love!